Hello, friends, and welcome to our podcast, the perfect place to make learning English simple and enjoyable. I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma, and hello to all our listeners out there. I'm James, and I'm really excited to practice English with you today.
James, have you ever had this experience? You helped someone a lot, but they didn't really appreciate it?
Yeah, last month I helped a new colleague revise his proposal several times. I even worked on the weekend. Then I heard him tell someone else. James is a nice guy, but he's a bit too easy to get along with.
Wait, too easy to get along with? Isn't that a good thing?
I thought so too at first, but later I realized in the workplace, being easy to get along with and being reliable are two completely different things. Um,
Oh, what's the difference? I thought they were pretty similar.
well, they're very different. Easy to get along with means you say yes to everything. You never upset anyone. In the end, you exhaust yourself. Reliable means you do what you say. You have principles. People trust you.
Now that you see it, I think I understand. I've been reflecting on this recently too. I feel like I've been playing the people pleaser role, but it hasn't really earned me any real connections.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about today. Real workplace connections don't come from buying lunch, giving gifts, or being a people pleaser. They come from people seeing you as reliable.
Great. I've been struggling with this lately. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this conversation, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
Yes, it really helps us keep making these episodes, and share this with a friend who's learning English. All right, let's begin. The first principle: zip your lips, but make your words count.
I like that. What does it mean exactly?
It means keep quiet most of the time. Control your mouth. But when it's the right moment, every word you say should have value and impact.
How does this relate to being reliable?
Think about it. If someone gossips in the break room every day, saying this colleague is bad, that boss has problems, would you find that person reliable?
No, but I think they're what's the word? A loudspeaker. I wouldn't share anything important with them.
Right, so the first point: don't be the person who spreads gossip.
But when colleagues are chatting and everyone is complaining, if I don't say anything, won't I seem unfriendly?
You don't have to say nothing. Just be smart about it. When others complain, smile, nod, but don't join in or agree.
Smile and nod, but don't share my opinion?
Yes, you can say things like, "Really? I see. That sounds tough." These are neutral responses. They don't offend anyone, and they don't drag you into the drama.
I see. What if I hear something confidential?
Turn on selective deafness immediately. Pretend you didn't hear it. Don't ask. Don't share. Don't discuss.
Selective deafness. I like that. Just pretend my ears suddenly stopped working.
Yes, remember this. Every word you say could come back to you later.
That's so true. Words are like water. Once they're out, you can't take them back.
Exactly. Now, second point. When it's time to speak, every word must have value.
What does value mean here?
It means everything you say should either solve a problem, move things forward, or offer a new perspective. Not things like, I think, maybe, I'm not sure. Words with no real information.
So, listen. and observe most of the time, and speak only when it matters.
Yes, I had a colleague like that. He rarely spoke in meetings. People almost forgot he existed. But one time, the team ran into a big problem. Everyone was arguing. The meeting room was chaos.
What happened?
He stood up and said, "Everyone, stop arguing. The root cause is that the supplier didn't ship on time. I have two solutions. First, switch to our backup supplier. The cost is 5% higher, but we can get the goods in 3 days. Second, ask the client for an extension. I can go talk to them tomorrow."
Wow. The whole room went quiet?
The room was silent for 3 seconds. Then the boss said, "Do it. Contact the backup supplier."
That's making your words count. One sentence solved the problem.
Yes. After that day, whenever the boss had a difficult problem, he thought of that colleague first.
So, controlling your mouth doesn't mean becoming mute. It means making every word count.
Exactly. Stay quiet most of the time. When you open your mouth, make it count.
I want to practice this. Let's say I'm in a meeting and someone asks me a question I'm not sure about. What should I say?
Good question. Don't pretend you know the answer. That's a common mistake. Instead, say, "That's a good question. Let me think about it and get back to you." This shows honesty and thoughtfulness.
So, it's okay to say, I don't know?
It's better than giving a wrong answer. But don't just say, "I don't know." Say, "I'll find out and get back to you." That shows responsibility.
I see. So, the key is when I speak, I should sound confident and responsible. Even if I'm not sure, I can say, I'll find out.
Yes, that's making your words count. People will remember you as someone who thinks before speaking.
Okay, I remember the first principle. What's the second?
The second principle, keep your eyes open. Office Politics 101.
Office Politics 101? Like learning how the office really works?
Yes, observational skill is the real workplace superpower.
Why is observation so important? I think I observe things pretty well already.
Let me ask you something. If you see a client list on a colleague's computer screen, what do you do?
Hmm, I might get curious and ask, which client is that?
That's the problem. The smart way is quietly note the industry keywords, but don't ask.
Why not ask? Isn't it normal to ask?
Because some information people don't want to share. If you ask, they'll think you're prying. If you don't ask, but quietly remember it and use it in your own work later, that's called being thoughtful.
Oh, I see. Not asking means respecting boundaries. Remembering means helping myself grow.
Yes, the core of observation is see but don't ask, hear but don't repeat, remember but don't reveal.
That sounds a bit like a spy.
Well, the workplace has its own politics. You think everyone is friends, but everyone has their own goals and positions.
What else should I observe?
For example, pay attention to who talks to who gets invited to which meetings, who the boss asks for opinions first. These little things tell you a lot about the office dynamics.
So, I should watch the relationships, not just the work.
Yes, let me give you a specific example. In a team meeting, watch who speaks first. Is it always the same person? Does the boss always look at certain people when asking for opinions?
I've noticed that. Some people always speak up, and others stay quiet.
Right. Now, think about this. If you always speak first, people might think you're trying to show off. If you never speak, people might think you have nothing to contribute.
So, what's the right balance?
Observe the rhythm of the meeting. Let others speak first. Listen to what they say. Then, when you have something valuable to add, speak. Not too early, not too late.
So, timing is everything. Speak at the right moment, not the first moment.
Exactly. And here's another thing. Watch how people react when others speak. Do they nod? Do they look at their phones? Do they interrupt? These reactions tell you who has influence and who doesn't.
That's really helpful. I never thought about watching the reactions.
Now, another thing. When your boss says, "You've been pretty busy lately, haven't you?" How do you understand that?
The boss is concerned about me?
Not necessarily. Sometimes when a boss says that, they're hinting. You've been busy for a while. Have you produced any results?
Oh, so they're not really asking if I'm tired. They're asking about progress.
Exactly. So you should answer, "Yes, I've been busy. The project is 80% complete. I expect to deliver by Friday." Not, "Oh, yeah, I'm so exhausted."
Got it. The boss isn't asking about my condition, they're asking about my progress.
Right. And here's another common one. When your boss says, "Young people need more challenges." How do you understand that?
On the surface, it sounds like encouragement to work harder and learn more.
Not necessarily. Sometimes that sentence means, "You haven't been performing well lately. You need to step up."
Really? I always thought it was a compliment.
That's why you need to understand the hidden meaning. Bosses rarely criticize directly. When they say, "You need more challenges," it might mean you made mistakes recently. When they say, "Think about it more," it might mean your proposal isn't good enough. When they say, "Good work," it might just be politeness.
Oh my God, that this is so hard. How am I supposed to know what they really mean?
Look at the context. Have you made any mistakes recently? Has your boss's attitude toward you changed? Has anything happened in the team?
So I need to connect the dots, not just listen to the literal words.
Yes, the people who understand the hidden meaning are the ones who get ahead.
What's the third principle?
The third principle, reading between the lines.
Reading between the lines? You mean understanding what people don't say out loud?
Exactly. You got it.
I wanted to ask about this earlier. Can you give me more examples?
Of course. First scenario. A colleague says, "This project is really difficult lately." How do you respond?
I'd say, yeah, I feel the same way, and offer them a coffee to comfort them.
That's what most people do. But what would a smart person do?
What would they do?
They would observe first. What has this colleague been doing recently? Are they trying to get your help? Are they complaining to the boss? Are they facing some difficulty?
So, instead of comforting them right away, I should figure out their real intention first?
Yes, some people say this project is difficult because they genuinely need help. Some say it to test your reaction. Some say it to set the stage. Next, they might try to shift the blame to you.
Oh my God, one sentence can have so many meanings?
That's why you need to observe. Don't rush to respond. Look at their expression, their tone, their recent behavior. Then decide how to answer.
What if I can't figure it out?
Then use a neutral response. For example, "Really? Which part is the most difficult?" This sounds like you care, but it doesn't reveal your position.
That's a good method. It doesn't offend anyone, and it doesn't drag me in.
Second scenario. A colleague says, "Your proposal is really good." How do you respond?
Say, thank you?
You can, but a smarter response is, "Thank you. I think there are still a few areas to improve. For example, the budget section could use more data."
Why would I point out my own flaws?
Because it shows you have high standards for yourself. Also, if you don't point them out, someone else might. Better to say it yourself first.
Hmm, that makes sense. Voluntarily pointing out small issues makes people think you're honest.
Yes, that's the core of reading between the lines, understanding what people aren't saying and responding in the best way possible.
Can you give me one more example? I want to practice this.
Sure. Let's say you're in a meeting. Your boss presents a new idea. Then he looks at you and says, "What do you think, Emma?" But his tone is a bit flat, not excited.
Hmm. So he's asking for my opinion, but he doesn't sound enthusiastic?
Right. In that situation, don't just say, "I think it's great." First, read the room. Look at other people's faces. Are they nodding? Are they quiet? Is there tension?
So I should observe before I answer?
Yes. If everyone looks unsure, you can say, "I think there are some interesting points here. Can we talk about how this would work in practice?" This way, you're not saying no, but you're also not blindly agreeing.
I see. So I'm buying time to think while also showing I'm thoughtful.
Exactly. And if you notice your boss seems tired or stressed, you can add, "This is a great direction. I'd love to put together a quick plan and share it with you tomorrow." That gives you time to think, and it shows initiative.
That's smart. So reading between the lines also means reading the room, the mood, the energy, the body language.
Yes, words are only part of the message. Tone, expression, and timing tell you the rest.
All right, let's review what we talked about today.
Yeah, let's do that together.
First principle: zip your lips, but make your words count. Don't gossip. When you speak, make every word valuable.
Right. Second, keep your eyes open. Observe the office dynamics. Understand the hidden meaning behind what people say.
Third, read between the lines. When someone says something, think about what they're not saying.
Great summary. And remember, using your brain is more important than using your wallet for networking.
Yes, buying lunch can get you temporary favors, but it can't buy real trust. Use your brain. Let people see you as reliable.
Exactly. So here are 3 actions you can take starting tomorrow.
First,
First, write down 3 workplace observations every day. For example, what did my boss say in the meeting today? How did colleagues react?
record observations to build awareness. Second,
Second, keep a small note of useful phrases you hear. Use them when it matters.
like the useful phrases we teach on this podcast. Third,
Third, when you feel like complaining about something, take 5 deep breaths first. Give yourself a moment to calm down. Think before you speak.
5 seconds is short, but it's enough to cool down your emotions.
Yes, many words can't be taken back. 5 seconds of calm might save you a lot of trouble.
Well, James, I think we've covered a lot today.
We have. And now, dear listeners, I want you to think about your own work life. How many of these 3 principles do you remember?
Yes, tell us in the comments. Have you ever regretted saying something at work? Or do you have any workplace observation tips to share?
Leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
Before you go, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.
and share this with a friend who's learning English.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.